some soup for him at Bethany home. As only getting Bethany home. These people, you know, you gotta go to Bethany home because sometimes they talk too much, so they could give people more. So guys, tonight conversation with me tonight, Shigal, and I have a big fellow with me tonight. For those who following in social media, you guys know who I supposed to have tonight. So I have a big MP in the house. The last time I had him, I had to bring my co-host. I have to say hi to my co-host because she take a little vacation. I don't know if she get traumatized by the election, but she take a little vacation. She will be back. I don't know when, but she will be back. That might support Mrs. Gums, but she will be back. So tonight I have MP La Cruz Francisco. It's right there. That's the name normally. After two months, I could put after 2 months already. So tonight we know the last time we had him as candidate, and tonight we have him as MP. So we'll talk about swearing the life of a real politician, because he was a politician, but now he's he's in the arena. So today we talk about the activities. So I think you guys don't have a month in parliament. So yeah, after swearing. So yes, so we're gonna see how he life, how he life is, and which law we're gonna see. So we're gonna touch a little thing. We ain't got to beat nobody in conversation. We just here to have so happy. Welcome back to Youth Radio in Conversation.
A blessed evening. Welcome. A blessed evening, Gerard. Welcome to your followers, your absent co-host,
Lord, hey, she gonna
Miss
get
Gums, Boyrad.
so, no, she
We
said
gotta rub it in. We gotta
yes,
rub it
yes,
in.
because listen, this afternoon I had to call a meeting with her because she don't attack me. But I love when she attack me now. That's my cause. I like she attack me. When she attack me, she know I will attack her back. So yes. So how you?
Wait, first I want to do this. Thanks for the invite. This is
Okay.
actually my first interview after being elected into
Okay.
Parliament. We were sworn in on the 10th, and I really had to take some time for myself,
Okay.
some time for my family, because I was on the train for a lot of days and a lot of nights. So I, took a step back to assess and understand what actually took place. But first, I want to do this. I want to say, feliz día de independencia
Mhm.
a todo dominicano.
Mhm.
Estamos ahí.
Okay. Everybody understand.
Estamos ahí.
Everybody understand what I mean. Happy Independence Day to the Republic Dominicano.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Yo,
I didn't used to stay here in the Black Bonnet School. So, MP, we know you guys had the election, and we see how election went on. We know last election you do 312 votes, if I can go. This one, and we see your double, triple, whatever your score. How was the feeling? Did you expect to have this amount of votes?
I'm going to be totally honest with you. So the election night itself, I was with my team, with my captains who was in one location, and we were looking at the numbers because a lot of times by the time you hear the numbers, we already have them
Okay.
because we had other people at the voting
Okay.
polls, giving us the information. So when I found out, we decided to meet those that were elected, and to see who we could talk to form government. And it didn't hit me yet.
Okay.
It didn't hit me. I got home that morning, I think about 8:30,
Mm-hmm.
and I went sleep. I was really drained. And about 10 o'clock, the phone kept ringing. And when something tell me, hey, look at your phone. When I look at my phone, it was my mother.
Okay.
And my mother, a Jehovah Witness. So
Nothing
she
to do
know
with politics.
no politics, nothing. But she turned around and she said, she said, this ain't my thing or whatever, but I need you to know something. She said, I am proud of you. Lord Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I know that
When
feeling.
she said that, I think I spent about 2 hours crying. Then is when it actually hit me. hey, you are now an elected member, of parliament when you swear in. So that was the shock to me, it's something that I've been working for a long time. Everyone knows that. But that was the, to hear those words from your mother, you know, while a lot of times, what you would hear from other people, you hear it from your mother. That is, to me, that was the top.
The top. So I know why you talk the feeling when when your mother call you and say congrats, especially when it come from your mother.
Mhm.
So after that, did you feel okay? After those 2 hours, what's my next move? Do I have to call the leader of the party? What I have to
We
do?
we remained in contact. We were, we met the whole day. We met. We tried to, form, talk to other parties, see what's going on. Unfortunately, we know what actually took place. But at the end of the day, to me, it don't matter. The election is an election for parliament. It is not an election for government. As much as we all want to be part of the government, but I still think that I could do some good work in parliament once the other MPs understand the vision or understand what you bring to the table, then I don't think we have a problem. So I still expect to still do what I promised the people I will do.
So MP, you get 312 votes, and we see a dual turn up for the party because you guys went to the election like strong because the leader of the party, Mr. Former MP Bryson, do push work in parliament, and we see what really happened. At that point, one day after election, what was the feeling in the party when you guys see, okay, we were expecting you like MP to be in the lead as leader in the party? What was the feeling because you guys were close to? I think he's the president of the party. Yes. So what was the feeling at that moment?
So, um, MP Bryson and myself are extremely close. We were friends outside of politics. We would call each other and check on each other. Hey, you okay? What's up, bro? And it hurt, but I understood. And he said something. He said, people don't understand. And I said to myself, I want to make sure not make that mistake. You know, when you present a law, and MP Bryson has been the most successful member of parliament when in terms of bringing amendments and laws to the table. And his votes would represent actually exactly the amount of people that understand what the definition is of a member of parliament, and what is the job of a member of parliament. It's maybe 1 or 2%.
Yeah.
And that's what you see. So again, it was rough. It was rough for me, because I've always said, even, I would love to go into a ministry, but I don't mind staying in parliament. But his guidance, his counsel, and I know he said, "Hey, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. You still have me anytime you need me." And I miss it.
Okay.
I miss it. I miss it. I've always seen myself in parliament with him. So it takes, that click to.
So no, he's still a member of the party,
Yes,
but
he
he
is.
gave the leadership
He
to.
did. He did the honorable thing. He did what, everyone think like, oh, you're fighting for you want to be leader. You're fighting for position. It's not that. Not even close. Because this wasn't asked of him. This wasn't no one's suggestion. You know, he said, "Hey guys, um, call a meeting tomorrow. You have my resignation as leader, MP Otley, your turn.
Okay.
And that was like, boom, no beef, no confusion, you know. That is how it should be.
But
And
normally it should be because we say if athlete get the most votes. So
actually, but now you have to ask yourself that question: which other party have you seen that?
that because me our expert when I see he did that, it's okay. We ain't going too far. Any leader from still prime minister of the country, so maybe she have to give the leadership to
And
yeah.
again, you don't have to. Yes, sir.
Maybe it's
But
like a message to is a message.
again, I have little to say, you know, or even I don't like to comment about other people's houses, you know, but I'm going to tell you about the house that I live in. You know, we are, as much as people might think we are disorganized, you know, no. Our party is a party that, you know, hey, more people ask for you to be there. You are there, you know, and with full support, not just support from, you know, half of the party or whatever, full party, everybody, you know, including um, ex-MP Rolando, full support. So
So now we see after that you guys swearing in February 10th, and if I'm not mistaken.
yes,
Swearing was the word of swearing for you because that's the moment like, hey guys, this is the other level, or this I feel like I paying allegiance to the king or God, or I didn't watch who you pay allegiance to, but
you know, it was an experience. You know, you hear about these, you know, the whole setting. It was quick, sudden. You decide what you're going to do. You work for it. You go in front of the representative of the kingdom, and you do what you gotta do. You go out, and then you realize, like everybody don't call you MP. And then I still want to be, you know, hey, Justin La Cruz, you know,
that's it.
hey, Cisco, what's going on? You know, no, you are empty, and you know, it feels good. It feels good. I'm humble, and again, I want to say, without my team, yeah, it would not have been possible. These guys work 10 times harder than I did.
Okay.
You know, so every day I would just hear, hey, we have a meeting tomorrow. You know, and I was like, how much people? And they're like 3 or 4. When I reach here, I got 10, 15, 20 people. We went to like places I've never been in my life, living on St. Martin.
Politics.
And these guys, and just knocking from door to door, door to door, door to door. And that was like, okay, you know, I'm going to continue knocking on these doors. You know, I'm going to continue. You know, my campaign started,
On your before for those who follow you.
and the new campaign started the day after election.
Okay.
My new campaign started the day after election because I already started planning. Okay, what did we do right? What could have been better? And where do we want to see ourselves, you know, as a team?
So everything we see when they come to elected the president of parliament, this is West Virginia, how you guys vote for that was the first time the first for me for parliament parliamentary election. That the first time I see you guys the 15 vote for her. Is a message you guys send to opposition to say guys listen we could work together.
You know, from my side, and I will always speak from my behalf. Experience, and I hope she's looking. She bad.
Okay.
She bad. When I say she bad, I don't say bad. It's like she
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
You know,
In a good
She-
way.
yes. You know, and if the coalition, you know, decide that she will be the president of parliament, then there's no need for the games. You know, I have no time for that. I have no time for, you know, hey, checking to see if they got quorum. You know, I have no time for that. I have a salary. I come to work. You know, if I feel that quorum will mean damage, then that's something else. Then we will have to discuss politics. But when it comes to work, I've been there every day.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
and I literally, I want when people look at me, they see not just a politician, but somebody that actually cares about the betterment of the country. And in order to do that, you need to be there. You need to do your part. If I don't know something, I ask, I comment, I make mistakes. Don't matter. But at the end of the day, the growth. And I think as a parliament, it showed a lot of growth
Mhm.
to see that MP Sarah Westcott got a unanimous vote to be the chair
Yeah.
lady of the parliament.
So today, no, she's the president of Parliament. You guys, we see you guys meeting, we met outgoing ministers, other things. They just like obviously there's an installation for you guys to know what's going on in between. So today, now as an MP, did you have any people approach you and they say, "Of course, I vote for you." So I expecting you to be the best inside that Parliament.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of people call in and like, hey, I vote for you, right? I say, yeah, okay. You're representing me, yeah? And I like, yes, I know that. I say, but have you ever felt different? That is not something you need to, for example, tell me, because even if you didn't vote for me, my job is to represent everybody in there. So I will continue doing the work I was doing all the time, from, now not from the ministry's perspective, but now from inside of parliament, which is represent. I want when people look at me, they think like, okay, hey, um, I could send he away.
Yeah.
I could send he to represent me, to represent us, to represent the country. And that is what I seek.
So MP, we see the new government, everything is rumors and nothing is the truth. Sometimes, most of the time, now we see who's gonna be prime minister, etc., etc. It had a period, how we call a period after that election between some portfolio and some party. How you guys as a party in any actually work in them, because you guys call people to try to negotiate, and you guys see, okay, they decide they're going. So you was an MP member of party. How was the feeling exactly?
So, from our first meeting, I made it clear. I said, I have a leader. I respect my leader. I told my leader what are my wishes. If there's any talks of forming any government, and after that, I pull back.
Okay.
And he took over. If there's any talks, he does the talking. And if there's anything that we need to know or I need to know, then I would get a call from him and he would say, hey, MP, this and this and this is what's going on, this and this. And this. But otherwise to that, I don't partake in those conversations. And I know why. Because it becomes like what we say in Dutch, trouble. If you have to talk to 10 people,
Yeah.
Everyone has a different role. You need to have already as a party, you have a leader. You have a top voter as a leader. He decides, what is the best way forward, and which best communicate combination could be made for the United People's Party. But otherwise to that,
So MP, we see you guys of party had BSA portfolios, and we see the actual leader of party push work. That for sure. Nobody cannot say this minister or athlete didn't work. And today, what's the feeling as member of this of party when you see you might have a new minister of BSA in place? What's the feeling about the work you guys do?
you know what I think personally, I hope that there's some type of continuation.
Yeah.
And it would be sad, like if you ask anyone inside a government building to go inside my office, and you will see everything is still there. I didn't throw in no documents, I didn't shred nothing. Everything I was working on is still there on that desk. Whoever takes that place eventually, right, will be able to just literally say, oh, hey, he was working on this, he was working on this, he was working on this. And this is what I think, and this is how I think it should be, because the seat is not yours. You know, it don't belong to you. You know, I treat government, for example, as a business. You know, I'm being paid by the taxpayers to produce work. And if for some reason I am no longer there and someone else takes my position, it just needs to continue. And I know Minister Otley, MP Otley, has the same philosophy. You know, he's still there for until the new minister comes in, and he's just continuing with his work. So
at this moment, because it would be good if you have a continuation and whoever coming up as minister of ASA. But do you feel or you start to see like how you guys working in parliament? Because we know in the parliament we have some MPs who will go as minister. Do you feel you have the wish to continue?
I want to tell you this. Listen, when I, like today, you know, or yesterday, we had a session in Parliament, a mock debate, and they mixed everybody together.
Yeah, I see some pictures.
Yeah. When I left and I went home yesterday, you know, I said to myself, I wish, and my greatest wish would be that Parliament would remain like that. And not so much about, you know, if there's a coalition or opposition or whatever, but just everybody working together, you know, with a goal, you know, to achieve the same goal, you know, on one team, and the other team is opposition. But I did not feel, and that was, I think, the first day that I did not feel, you know, that we in election mode. I didn't feel that we were, you know, opposition and government. It just felt good. And that definitely made me wake up the next day, you know, with a much better feeling, like, okay, hey, I could do this, because I was getting worried.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was getting. I am a logic thinker, right? But I am emotional when it comes to you know what you put me in. And I started to, like, I was like, hey, this is for you. You know, you're sitting there all day.
Mhm.
That's hard.
Yeah.
You are the type of person that is used to moving around, moving around. It is extremely difficult. You know, sometimes I stand up and go in the back, just stretching my legs, drink a lot of tea, so I gotta go to the bathroom. But it I like the feeling now, and I hope it remains that way. You know, that everyone in there realizes, hey, okay, those days are over. There's no need. A lot of people think politicians is dead bent enemies and cussing and
No, but
fighting.
that's something we just see during the election. People go
But
bash that one, bash one. At the end of the day, country come first.
and everyone needs to understand that. Everyone needs to understand, hey, we are there. That time has passed. But you see, I am very careful, even during election, about what I say about people.
Yeah, because something
Because
you
you
go,
have to go back and face these people. You have to then either find a way to go apologize and hope that these people accept your apology.
yeah.
You know, so I am very cautious about what is said during, before, or after election.
So MP, no, you guys, the 15 guys start to, because we still have the Prime Minister, she's an MP, and the run still MP, but they still have the function. So today now, we don't know until when this new government is swearing, so we don't have a new government. I don't think you guys will do a full 6 month eye smiling with each other in Parliament. How you, okay, from what we the same camera, because we, the beginning, everything's sweet. And listen, when opposition have to do their job, they will say, okay, this is this. Majority will not maybe accept it. But no, how you watching, because we know you especially you were watching the rent was too high. You tell me you still challenge those.
Rent, immigration, you know, and food, GB, those are all things that I am, you know, passionate about. And I know it would be extremely, let me give you an example here. If a law would come on the table that would help kids that are born on St. Martin, with their documentation that they could receive a passport much earlier than 17, 18 years, which would make it easier for them to be able to go away and study. You know, people don't pay attention to these things. And I can't remember if we discussed that the
Yes, for
last time I
campaign,
was
yes.
here, you know, but I don't think that it would have anyone in parliament that would oppose something like that. Because then what you're saying is you are okay with and sorry for using it like this, a dumb Samaritan. Because if you stop me from at 16, I can't get a job,
Mm-hmm.
I can't go away and study. Then when I 18, 19, my passport says born St. Martin, nationality Dutch.
But MP, a lot so it will not create confusion because the passport is still for the kingdom.
No, because what you're doing now is, and it's not a passport. So what the idea would be to actually give them permanent residency.
Okay.
So when a child is born, he gets permanent residency. If he has to wait 5 years or 10 years to get his passport, uh, it is still long before he has to go away and study.
Okay.
But you're getting a child now that actually feels like he comes Zimbabwe and not a foreigner born on Zimbabwe. And that is important. So I don't see none of the members of parliament having a problem with that because it is something that is still going to happen. All you're going to do is make sure that there are less kids locked up,
Yeah.
less kids that are going to drop out. Because the hardest thing to do is stop school and then go back and start over.
Yeah. So
So
MP, that was the you got just what you say about justice. How you do see this under this new members and new government, the police officers? Because we see the talker, we justice ministers. You as an MP today and a member of parliament from the Up party, how you see the police force? Because we see the minister of justice
she
just
just got called to parliament.
so
Yeah, question.
how do you see
So
those fellows working hard? Because last year at this period there was a strike, if I'm not mistaken, before Carnival and during Carnival. So how do you see the future of the police force in Zimbabwe?
I have a very good communication with someone in the cabinet of the minister of justice, and we get along very well. And I am always the type that wants to ask a question. When I hear something, I would call her. I would say, "Hey, what's this about?" Or explain me. Because I don't want to go out there with a wrong narrative. And a lot of people reach out to me. My thing has always been, um, where we get the money from? Where we getting the money from? And if you saw Monday, I had three questions, that we prepared, and the third question was actually a suggestion that I was already made, but no one jumped on it. And I still ask, why not? Instead of paying somebody in trenches, if I owe you $100 and I decide to give you 10, um, every month give you 10, you can't see your money. Now when we say you can't see, you can't invest your money in nothing. But if I give you that $100 in one shot, then you have something in your hand. Justice workers, healthcare workers, teachers, these are all, in my opinion, professions that need to be properly paid. Properly paid. If you do not take care of your justice workers, corruption. Because at the end of the day, humans is humans, and if you can't feed your children, anybody would be able to come to you and sway you in the wrong direction. And people would say like, "Oh no, not me, not me, not me," but have your kid hungry in front of you, and then we gonna have that conversation. So teachers, how do you expect for a country to grow if you don't invest, in your education system? And it don't start with a nice, pretty building. In Africa, they don't have no buildings. They're under a tree. You understand?
Yeah.
So we need to be able to pay these essential groups properly. And for that, government needs to be creative. and not with taxes, but bringing new revenues to the country.
Today, when we watch the police forces, you see, or you see it, how to because the police force have different section with young people. Like today, how you encourage like the young people to like, we're gonna be a carnival, it's gonna be a tense
No,
thing
but
for
I'm going
them.
to tell you this, as upset as the police are, right? They still do their work. They still do their work because they know that their responsibility. I don't think I could, I can't imagine that a police officer would stand up on the side and watch two people fight because they didn't get paid. So anyone that wants to taint them in that way, right, is talking craziness. So I don't see that happening, but I definitely want everyone to understand that your cry is real. You have my ear, you have our party's ear. The new government that going in are going to realize that it's not that easy as you always think. It takes a while to get stuff done,
Mhm.
and especially if you don't have the manpower for it. So I always tell people, watch what you're promising.
Yeah. So outgoing Prime Minister Jacob Zuma, and he was a partner of the coalition. Do you feel people didn't understand the policy of and was doing?
I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that. What you need to realize is we had a government for 4 years. We've been through a hurricane or right after a hurricane. We went through COVID. You need to ask yourself how much months actually we had that we could have actually get things done. Money, the coffers were depleted. During COVID, there was no business, so no money was being made, but things still needed to be paid. We end up with a loan, after hurricane to a trust fund that took forever. So again, it is, could we have done better? Yes, of course. You could always do better. There are always things that you say, okay, after that. So afterwards, you sit and think, hey, I could have approached that in a different manner. But at the end of the day, I don't think, and it might be a little cocky about it now, but I don't think that nobody else could have done what we did, how we did it, in the last 4 years.
So you're saying maybe the corporate need the money, so how did government now bring in money?
No, now you have a whole different situation, and we're not in COVID. This is not hurricane, so the coffers getting filled back up, taxes are being paid, business running, ships coming in, tourists are staying over. So it's a whole different situation.
Yeah, but tourists coming in, so from empty.
No, I beg to differ. I don't
Okay.
know. I don't even know who take that picture or what day that they take that picture.
Okay.
The sensation
Mhm.
of that is craziness.
Okay.
That listen, that daytime was full.
Yeah.
Again, no, listen, I'll tell you this. At some point, uh, Front Street needs to find a way to diversify. If you have 50 jewelry stores,
Yeah.
and you don't sell as much, you need to understand why. Okay, so be a little creative, come with something different, come with something, let's start focusing on high end jewelry stores, like the Rolex, the Cartier. Let's start looking at those brands to bring to the country. What I would like to see is more locals.
Yeah.
That's what I would like to see. I want to hear plans of how we could encourage our locals to open their own businesses.
Yeah, but MP when you watch both so yeah, because me I always say why you don't have a law. You say listen, from 10 meters you cannot open the same store don't exist next in the same alley. And we see from north side to south side, like the person is gonna say, okay, you selling sneakers, let me sell socks. No, you gotta open the same thing And at the end of the day, you're like, I'm not making the money. It's the same thing with the juries.
Lack of creativity. That's the
But
problem.
you don't believe
People,
government should have a say in this?
I would not know how to even start with something like that, to be honest, because it is not only about selling the sneaker. It is not only about selling the sneaker. It's also the service that is rendered.
True.
It is the face you give your store, the Nazor, we say in Dutch, the customer service after,
Yeah.
after the sneaker is sold, those kind of things. I think we lack it. So I would not entertain anything like that unless it is a saturated situation. Like, for example, supermarkets on
Yeah.
88 Road,
Mhm.
that is enough. But I don't think it was enough because of the amount of supermarkets, and I wasn't part of that when that happened.
Okay.
But I think it's just because of the traffic that it caused on the road. But it is healthy competition if it was different people.
That's one thing again.
So because I've seen it, I've seen it. Today I open a supermarket. I bring my cousin there.
Yeah.
My cousin worked for me 2 years, and then after, right across the road, my cousin opened a supermarket. And we know, right, our race would think, and the same thing you just said. Why you crazy? You trying to cut my bread? La, 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 la. And you know what they think? You know what they think? Instead of buying 5 boxes of egg, now we could buy 10, and we get it at a cheaper rate.
Yeah.
And you know what we could do? Both of us will carry up our price. And if you want, in that district, you want to buy eggs, right? Everybody paying the same price for the eggs. And that is a whole different way of looking at it. And we don't do that.
But how to bring is both side, nothing so how to bring some mapping people to this type of business. Get together, let's open a weeks because we going when you see them big supermarket, you don't call the name Carrefour, Super U. It's not one man thing. So how to bring some mapping people together so we could, I don't say go open a big Super U or a big Carrefour, but try to do business together, just come together and say, listen, the same way the Chinese man doing, we could do it. But after do St. Martin people don't trust St. Martin people.
Yeah, I don't think it's just Martin people. I would not say that because you would see the same problem in all countries,
Yeah.
and especially, and I must say, especially with amongst black people. They would fight each other to reach the top of the bucket. Like the crab
Yeah.
bucket mentality. But the question still remains: is that something? Is it who we are? I don't think it's who we are. I think that's how we were, indoctrinated. The system set up in a way that that's what actually happens. Like we had a funny discussion today, and I said, I've never felt enslaved. I've never, and everybody look at me like, you crazy, la 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 la. And it's not that I don't know what is racism, but I've always told myself there's nothing on this earth that I cannot do or a goal that I cannot achieve, And the other day, a guy from Gallersby was here, my man in Gallersby, and I saw a guy, he passed, he said, boy, look, channel boy. I remember you small, no shoes, a little short pants, a dirty shirt, run around here. And look at you now, sit down in Parliament. And I thought to myself, I say, if I could do it, everybody can. So, and I don't watch what you have.
Yeah.
And that is our biggest problem. I think our biggest problem is watching what you got. You watching what I got. Yeah. You want what I want, but you don't know what I went through to get what I have.
Because the same thing when you say with businesses, because you go watch, okay, you open a business, idea 10 years, but you don't know what stress are going through to handle the
people that see you and think you got it good and things easy. They don't know. They have no idea how difficult life is for you yourself. But every day you still have to go out there, smile, and people call you, asking for help with this, help with that, help with this. And you actually giving away more than you make.
Yeah.
And again, if we reach a point as a people, to encourage each other, and a friend of mine opened a bar in my home. She opened for a while. She called me, said, "Come have a drink, come have a drink." It's an ex-student of mine. And when I got there, she asked me, "What you want?" I tell her, "I want something strong, you know?" And she started to laugh. She said, "What you want?" I said, "Club soda with lime." Because I don't drink alcohol, And when I was leaving, she said, "No, this on the house." I said, "You crazy." I said, "You are crazy." I said, "Do not make that mistake. If I am your friend, I'm not going to come and ask you for nothing free or a discount. I am going to support your business. I'm going to give you a tip. I'm going to send people to you." And that is what people expect you to. And this is what is killing your business. Yeah. This is the mistake. Oh, he got it and he wanted to share. And no, no, just pretend it's another person business and that you're going into. And
So MP, the icon of the sea was here, so that means tongue was full.
the question is, were they spending money?
That's the other thing because
Again, listen, listen, I had a business in town and I would see a lot of the tourists would come walk around 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, jump back on the plane ferry, go on the boat, on the ship, eat, come back, walk around, buy a Coke, share a burger.
okay,
Because the ship is all inclusive. It have everything on it. So they got jewelry stores, they got everything on the ship. So we need to become a little creative with what we are offering them. And it can be things that they could find on the ship. That is why a lot of the tourists decide to take tours because they want to see the island. But our people could become creative. Create a tour. Create your own tour. Park up on the side of the pond, to the head of the pond, right? Run a screen in your bus and show how and what it meant to cultivate salt.
Yeah.
So people could associate themselves with the environment, what took place on that salt pond. Drive, go, to a restaurant. We used to do that. We stopped by the fish market, and the chef would make a conch or snapper ceviche in front of them right there. And they would sit down and they could have made their own ceviche and taste it and cook. They left from there, with a skill or something that they didn't know before. Go by the spice market in Marigot. See what spices are like, get 1 or 2 spices. Go Grand Cars, have lunch on the beach, have lunch by ocean, create your own tours. Don't just say, "Oh, everybody they're just going on tours." No, you could do it too. You could do it too.
So we expect from the new VSL coming up to push that new creative, so we don't see people say, "Yeah, you have the 5 votes in tongue," but
that's theater.
That's theater. Yes, my bad.
Yes. That's what I was in theater.
Okay. So to see these things. So MP, now you guys install. I start some training. I start to
we start training. We have been taught rules of order. We're going through the Constitution, the Kingdom Charter. So just getting familiarized with the process, how things happen, and is a lot, especially sometimes when you're watching it, you don't know all the things what going on. Hey, point of order. You don't why. Now we're hearing all these things, and it's fun. It's fun.
By reading those things, do you feel countries in Latin have more power to help in Latin people, or is not the kingdom of telling you guys how to run the country?
The kingdom takes care of 3 things. One is nationality, so passport. 2 is the defense.
Yeah.
And the third one is literally international affairs.
Okay.
But everything else is left to St. Martin to run on its own, and that's the Parliament of St. Martin.
So now you're in, do you feel the kingdom have a say in how you guys manage money, or you going to do some project, or you feel about it?
Yeah.
Because the same thing with the trust fund come late, and now I had the feeling when I had the prime minister, like, listen, she wanted to do, but the fund which late, they put too much. There was this restriction until, oh, yeah.
You know, the Dutch have a saying, it goes like, wie betaalt, bepaalt, which is literally who paid decide.
Yeah.
So my philosophy is, I will find ways to create our own monies that you will be able to tell me what to do with the monies that are created. You know, so that was one of my questions to the finance when they came and did a presentation. You know, how would it be possible for me to create a new source of income for the country and allocate it directly to a specific goal or a specific project? You know, and that is possible. So again, um, you cannot stop me because I will be creative and find ways of still getting things done. You know, so definitely nobody from across the ocean going to come and tell me how to do it. I would love to hear the ideas of how it was done, okay, and be able to translate that, you know, that it would work here on St. Martin in our country. But the idea of, you know, telling you what to do and, you know, with whips, you know,
Yeah.
that those days are over.
So MP, tonight, what message would pass across for the small man who votes for you a month ago during the election? What message you would like to pass to that small fellow?
I am here to represent you and only you in Parliament. And it's not only you as the people that vote for me, right? And if I could have come from the yard in Dallas Bay to sit down in Parliament today, then your kids could do it too, you could do it too. So don't give up. You need to push the sense of entitlement because you from here, right? Take that, pack it up, put it in a box, and make sure that nobody that comes here work harder than you because this is your country, not nobody else's country. No other man should be able to say that he's working harder than you in
So,
your country.
so today, MP, new government, I wish new government will swear in by, let me say, April, something, April, let me say April. Um, Prime Minister, he Prime Minister, formateur for the moment, Marcelina, and with Dr. Marcelina. What do you think about him as Prime Minister?
I know the doctor from because he was part of the
Yes.
United People's Party, and again, I don't know him as a prime minister. You know, I knew him as a candidate. I knew him as a doctor, and I always say I give you the benefit of the doubt. The idea of shooting down a man before he even start, that is not me. And De La Cruz would never ever do that, ever. You know, if he would have to work hard.
Yeah.
I know definitely because especially if you've never been in government before, it is a lot to soak in.
You've been in government, but as the MP, issue, because now you're the head of government.
And that is a whole different role, bro.
More stress. This is more stress.
You in 1, 2, 3, you know.
No, you're not an MP, no.
At MP, you work 1 week, you know, you prepare the next week. You got another week of meetings. That is a task on its own. You know, if it reached to that, I wish him and all the ministers luck, and I am counting on them being successful. And I'm going to tell you why, because it is the country that will suffer when they are not successful. And my support, you know, for everything will always be there because country first.
So MP, last question from you. How do you see, because at MP now, I know you're not part of government, but how do you see French soil, I don't think so French soil and Dutch soil work together? The real work together, as I like said during the campaign, is not the glass of that wine, champagne, the 11th November. After that, everybody go back to the own portfolio. Or we sign in thing just for say we do, but nothing as a ceremonial. Just say we sign in this together, but we don't. On the back is not true. It's just a communication thing we don't. How you see, we really, when I say really work together, we sit on the table, the 15 of member of parliament, the 23, if I'm not mistaken, 23 territorial council, so to work together really for the island.
I would, I would, I would love to to be part of that. I would love to be able to say, hey, I was in Parliament the first time, we sat together and executed, various projects that benefited, the whole country. You know, there was once a project to clean septic water
Yeah,
that was funded by the EU.
yeah,
And the only requirement was to find a property that is close, and that became a bubble.
yeah.
While the money was there to do that, our whole lagoon now would not have that problem of people throwing the septic water in there. And we need to reach a place where we could see not French, not Dutch. To tell you honestly, Gerard, I hate those two words. I hate those two words. And it's not because I hate the French or I hate the Dutch, right? But I, we said, Martin,
Yeah.
we from St. Martin. So let us start to act that way. People on the Dutch side or on the French side work on the Dutch side. People on the French side, and
Yeah.
so much family is intertwined that you can't see it different. You cannot see it different. And I really I would love to see that. So again, anyone that is listening, I know not only myself, definitely from our party, we are always open to collaborate, with the counterparts on.
So MP, thank you for passing through conversation with radio. I was happy to have you after a month. Yeah, I see you still have this the election motivation, like election never done for you. Like you're ready to listen. If the door, I have to pass you the door, you're gonna pass you the door. You don't, what kind of blows you gonna get, but you're gonna pass you the door for the country to move forward. So, so guys, I had MP La Cruz with me. I can't say he from Dallas Bay. He from St. Martin. He from St. Martin. So we talk about all the activities, what he doing, and then Parliament. So you guys see me still. He tonight he come dress up in green, but we see like maybe the next time he gonna come dress up in green. But tonight he was there. He exposed what he doing in Parliament and then what is his plan for the future about what's going on, and he ready to work with opposition. So for those who listening to me, for those who watching, the guys is ready. Guys see some pictures. I was like, there's Parliament. Everybody sit down together, like, hey, we friends. So that's good. So I wish you guys are successful and work for the country, and I wish whoever coming as ministers and puts in that first, we don't get any kind of nonsense going on in government, and MPs propose tends to make the country move forward, because you could blame the MP because you don't follow law, you could blame that one because you do too much, you don't approve. But at the end, we know election is over, campaign is never over, like the farmer mayor used to say, but country need to move forward. So thank you for passing through Youth Radio, and I wish to have you often. I not have you often. No, that's one. I have two MPs. I have two MPs. I don't have them. And they tell me, and people need to know what you guys doing. Okay, so I have MP La Cruz. I have my woof. What she name is again? She there. She watching the MP the River. We don't fight every day, but that my MP too. So video video for you guys to pass the message to know why you guys doing, because sometimes we just see you maybe on YouTube or live on Facebook, but we don't know what's going on. So the MP say he there, he working for you guys, and then I think it's the type of MP you could go up in town And you have some MP, you don't see them, you don't see them, and walk it. So it's just like a friend. So you have some politician, you don't see them, you don't see them, and you don't see them walking. But when campaign, they don't wait for your grandmother, your grandfather. After campaign, they done with that. So that's
that me, definitely.
I see that. So now you could still put in your concrete all over how you want. Okay, that's what's MP. That's good. So, folks, that's it for me. Conversation. It was a nice interview with the MP, and I don't know how I'm gonna have him often, but you don't have no sense you bring him every month. But we're gonna work on something so we could have them often, so we could know what they're doing, how they're moving with Parliament. So, guys, je vous dis à jeudi. Je vais même pas demander à MP de parler un petit peu français parce qu'il sait parler français aussi. Mais c'est pas grave. So, on vous dit à jeudi, association jeudi, on essaie de reprendre le tempo des associations. Donc, jeudi, on va avoir une association, on parlera de la manifestation des associations. And if you have an association or foundation you want to expose what you're doing in the country, good thing for the country, you know how to contact us and we go for that. The radios for that. So don't forget, you guys, tomorrow morning you have my good big lady in the house, Manu, every morning in French. And I know you guys will miss me in French, but I can't do it in the morning. So we have to share the thing. So support her, be around, listen what she's talking about. I don't know if she's talking about agriculture. So pour ceux qui nous écoutent, n'oubliez pas la CCISM et fait partie du Salon de l'Agriculture 2024. So we expose and we think. So little by little, we're moving forward until LNT free. So folks, be safe on the road. Those who drive in, try to be safe. Don't drink no alcohol, drink water. And if you see you drink too much alcohol, call a taxi fellow to drop you. So, sir, bye-bye. Be safe and take care of yourself.